Greetings, Otaku Faithful. Thank you for joining me again this week. Once again, it's Larry Williams, OAW Commander-in-Chief, and I'm here to bring you all yet again another Discussion of the Week video segment right here on Otaku Assemble! Weekly, as always, I'm here to bring you the latest in this week's Discussion of the Week video segment. And this week's discussion topic comes from Mighty Pie 9001, who says, what are your views on piracy? Do you pirate? What do you think of people who pirate when they have the money to buy the things they were pirating? And lastly, when do you think the government will stop the majority of piracy on the internet? So, my thoughts on piracy. My general overall thoughts on piracy is this. Now, I used to pirate. Actually, I used to pirate with the best of them. I used to pirate so much my friends called me Captain Jack Sparrow. But in the recent, I would probably say in the past, definitely in the past year, but it probably started in the past 2 years, my views on piracy kind of changed. Because before it's like, hey, if you can find it, by all means, it's fair game. Not so much anymore. And there have been a lot of things, a lot of factors that created that. But now I'm at the point to where I pirate every now and then. I'll download something every now and then, but now the rate that I do it now compared to how much I used to is so decreased. I mean, I might download something every blue moon, every few months now, whereas before I used to download, 3, 4, 5 things a week. But that's mainly because I've gotten to the point where I think, not granted, if I do believe that if, hang on a minute. Okay, I'll answer that in a minute. Okay, so. Alright, so yeah, I guess I just answered the first question, which is, do you pirate? I do, but as I just mentioned, not so much anymore. And this is kind of going into the second question. What do you think of people who pirate when they have the money to buy the things they were pirating? Well, you see, that's the thing. My views on piracy have kind of changed because, first and foremost, I'm a creator. As you all know, because I'm a comic book creator and writer, and I'm a business owner. So I now have a better understanding about when it comes to property, and especially property products that companies put out in order to make money and to generate revenue off of. I understand that now because I'm trying to do the same thing. So the idea that somebody would just steal your product, it is very troubling, and it's not fair, and it's something that I think businesses are concerned with, especially in the digital age, in the digital era where almost anything is at anybody's fingertips, just at the click of a button. Just one Google search away. And so that has kind of changed my perspective on the whole idea of piracy. Another thing is also because of the state of the economy right now, I feel that people who are pirating because they don't want to go out and buy the products, I just think it's bullshit. It's kind of like a double whammy. On the one hand, it's a blow against the businesses who are putting out the product, but on the other hand, it's also a blow against the economy because that's money you aren't putting back into the system. So that's a blow against the country in itself. That's a blow against whatever market it is, whether it's the film industry and the home media market, whether it's the music industry and the record market. Whatever type of market it is, whether it's computer software, whether it's anime, whether it's comics, books, whatever, when someone downloads something, like I said, that's a blow against the business because you're stealing something that does not belong to you. Once again, you are stealing something that does not belong to you. And you're stealing it from that business. And also, at the same time, you aren't putting money back into the economy. You aren't putting money back into the system. So when you think about it from that perspective, yeah, I'm against piracy in that manner. Now, the one thing where I actually do support piracy is if it's a product that you cannot get on your own. And this is what I mean. This is more specifically targeted towards, say, anime or manga. Because we know in order for anime to come from Japan, it has to come overseas, it has to be licensed in America, then it has to be dubbed, and then it has to be released, whether it's on home whether it's on home media, whether it's on television, or whether it's on the internet. It has to go through all those channels before it gets to the US. And a lot of anime do not make it to the States. And that's just, the truth of the matter. For the most part, it's only the most popular anime in Japan and the most popular titles, the ones who are really generating a lot of buzz and generating a lot of revenue in Japan. Those are usually the ones that make it over to the States. The more smaller named ones, the more niche audience ones don't really make it there. So what I'm saying is, if it's something like that, where it's a product that you can't possess on your own, because it's not coming over to the States, it's not being dubbed, it's not being released for streaming on any websites or anything like that, and it may be the type of anime where some websites might not even carry it, because there are anime that, like Crunchyroll and websites like that, they won't carry. So if it's something like that, if it's a product that is difficult to obtain legally, then by all means, obtain it illegally. Why? Because you can't get it legally. If you could buy it, you would, but you can't. And so because of that, yeah, I support piracy in that manner. But if it's a product, whether it's, if it's a product like a movie or a music album, or especially, now hang on a minute, because I'm really about to get into the part of piracy that really pisses me off. Television shows, when people pirate television shows, that pisses me off to no end. And this is what I mean. Why would you pirate a television series that you are going to be able to see for free? And this is what I mean when I say for free. What I mean is, okay, if you don't have cable, right? If you don't have cable and you need to catch up on Breaking Bad or Dexter, Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, something like that, okay, fine. Why? Because that falls into what I just said about entertainment that you can't possess on your own. Because let's face it, it's 2013. People who don't have cable, it's because they can't afford it. Because if they could, they would have it. Let's face it, nobody wants to walk around nowadays without cable television. For the most part, if they could afford it, they would have it. So that means cable is not readily available to you. That means it's outside of your you can't afford it. It's outside of your income. You just can't afford it. So, okay, yeah, if you download television shows and also, especially, and I know some people who do this, I know some people who don't, but like, if you download the episode for that week just so you can watch it and then you delete it, yeah, no problem. What I'm talking about is motherfuckers who will download episodes of television shows that either A, they're about to watch, or B, like let's say the show comes out a little bit early, like when The Legend of Korra, when the screener came out, like a month or two before the series came out, and motherfuckers were downloading that like they couldn't control themselves. Yeah, that bullshit. It's like you're gonna sit up here and download a television episode that all you have to do is wait 2 months to watch. That makes no fucking sense to me. That is a waste of fucking time. That's the part when piracy really pisses me off. If it's the type of product that you'll be able to get for free, why the fuck would you download it? Just wait for it to come out. You know? Actually, like one of the main reasons why I don't download movies anymore is because I have fucking satellite television. And I have premium channels. And most of these movies come out on those fucking channels. So you know what I do? I just wait for it to come out on fucking HBO or Showtime or Stars. I just wait for the fucking movie to come out. And if I really want to see it that fucking bad, guess what? For $3, I can fucking get it on demand, and then I can record it on my DVR and just keep it and watch it anytime I want on my DVR. Now, yeah, that's not a hard copy, you know, it's not like having a Blu-ray or a DVD, but you pay $3 for it, you save it onto the DVR, and you can watch it anytime you want. That's an actually pretty fucking good deal for $3. For $3? You're gonna spend more than $3 at Mickey D's. It's $3 for a movie you get to keep on your DVR as long as you want, as long as you still have the service. That's a pretty good fucking deal. So yeah, and then like, I mean, even like with music, I mean, hell, there are so many websites now with like Pandora, Spotify, all those type of websites where, you know, like Pandora, you can fucking listen to all this music for free, and it's all perfectly legal, you know, because they have the advertisements and stuff like that. Or you can freaking or Spotify, you know, you pay the monthly subscription and you get to download, and Spotify lets you download music too, which is really fucking cool. Or hell, you have fucking YouTube where you can just go and look up videos and listen to all the music you want. And then when you're talking about movies, when you talk about TV shows, and then when you're talking about anime, there are so many free to stream sites on the web now. Why the fuck would you download? What I'm saying is all this material is readily available, even digitally, all this material is readily available to you for either cheap or for free. So why would you download? Why do something illegal when you can have it legally? It makes no sense. And then, when do I think the government will stop the majority of piracy on the internet? The government will never be able to stop piracy on the internet unless they just completely started monitoring everything on the fucking internet, and unless our internet terms around around the country became something like what's in China and Australia, where they actually restrict and they regulate what their citizens can do on the internet, and they monitor all that stuff. Until we get to that point, they won't be able to stop piracy on the internet. And the thing is, we don't want it to get to that point. You know, that's what the SOPA and the Piper bills, that's what all that shit was about. We don't want it to get to that point. We want to be able to use the internet freely. We want to be able to, you know, have our rights and all that stuff on the internet like we've been doing. The the kicker though, the catch-22 about the whole thing is, you know, being able to be on the internet and to use it freely and all that jazz, it's all fine and dandy, but that's assuming that everybody does so responsibly. And when you have legions of dipshits who are pirating and who are doing all this other shit, then that signals to government that maybe we need to regulate this shit, because it proves that, hey, we gave you the freedom in order. Remember, hey, do you guys remember what I said about rights? Do you remember what my stance when I said rights were? Remember, I don't necessarily believe in rights. To me, it's more of privileges. And so when you have dipshits who are misusing and abusing their rights on the internet, that says to government that, hey, you aren't responsible enough to use this tool and to use the internet like an adult. So guess what? We have to regulate it for you. We have to treat you like a child because you aren't responsible enough to use it like an adult. You know, it's the same, dude. It's the same thing of like when you get a fucking DUI, you get fined and your license gets suspended and you have to take a class telling you about responsibility on the road. Why? Because you had a privilege and you misused it. You abused your privilege. So guess what? They take it away from you. So until the government takes those steps, they won't be able to stop piracy on the internet. As long as we are free on the internet, there will always be piracy. And I think that's the thing that the government don't understand yet. Like, they're trying to find ways to have their cake and eat it too, to try to provide freedom to the people, but at the same time trying to stop piracy. And it's not that easy. At this point, it really does have to be one or the other, because the more freedom you allow people, the more they will take it upon themselves to do whatever the hell they wish. That's the catch-22 of freedom. That's the thing, you know? That's the way it works. So, I don't know. You know, like I said, piracy, that's just one of the issues in the digital age we just got to deal with. Like I said, that's only one solution, and technically it's not a solution because, you know, because if the government takes that stance on having to, you know, regulate and block and monitor everything, then, you know, it's kind of like the thing about, you know, you're letting a few bad apples spoil the bunch, you know. The good have to suffer for the bad, but sometimes that's what has to happen. But like I said, my stance on the whole thing, I've actually, you know, like I said, my views on piracy have changed and my practices are different. And like I said, you know, nowadays I only really pirate that which I can't possess myself. If there's something that I want to get and I can't get, mostly it's shit that's overseas, like anime or movies or music that's overseas that isn't in the States, nor is it coming to the States. That's when I start pirating shit, because I can't get that over here. But like I said, nowadays I might pirate something every few months or something. I mean, the last time I pirated something was before Christmas. So, and it's almost March. So, yeah. Because like I said, what do? I stream. That's what happened. I put in my pirating hat for a streaming hat. I stream a lot of stuff. So, that's just my thing. Anyway, I'm kind of tired doing 2 videos back to back. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this week's discussion of the week video segment. I want to thank you all for joining me again this week. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts on this topic, as well as suggestions for next week's discussion topic. And people, please, let's start thinking about these discussion topics, because for the past 2 weeks or so, pretty much since the discussion of the week segment came back, I've been getting a lot of stinkers, and I mean really, yes, I just did pick my nose on camera. I can do that, because I run shit here. Yeah, that's a sign that I need to get off. Anyway, but yeah, I've been getting some real stinkers, and it's a shame, because I know you guys can do a much better job than that. How do I know this? Because you've done it in the past. You've done it before. And there have been many great motherfucking discussion of the week topics. The one last week was kick-ass. This one was actually pretty cool, because I've never talked about piracy before. So I know you guys can do it, because you've done it countless times before. So let's just keep doing them. So yeah. So with that being said, this is Larry Williams, OAW Commander-in-Chief. I'm signing off, and until next time, peace.